I recently dropped a video where I was calling out all the new viewers and commenters and the people who are in the travel space nowadays that seem to be propping up and supporting all of this nonsense that's going on with characters like Game Abroad, right? These guys who come out here to foreign countries and they basically get a woman who is then exposed as being a hoe or whatever, right? Or having a very questionable background, okay? And even though these guys get exposed to these things quite blatantly, like I'm talking in undisputable ways, like things that are clear cut, not no gray area, not no, oh, maybe we don't really know the truth of it. No, this is some clear cut, concise shit. I'm talking that type of stuff, and yet dudes will sit there and make all the excuses in the universe to defend them, to defend the dream. And in my first video, I touched on it, but I didn't fully cover what the actual deeper reasons are for why dudes are like this. And I want to just discuss that in this video today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually read a community post that I actually dropped about 3 days ago, right? Because in that community post, that was the thing that actually inspired me to make the previous video and this current video, because it was just like I had finally just reached my breaking point with you niggas. Like I'd finally just reached the point where I was just done with you motherfuckers. Like I don't think I will ever look at you guys the same way again anymore. After reading through the comments on Travel Abroad's recent videos, I've officially lost all respect for you so-called passport bros or black men who are traveling. I will forever and always support the movement and the mission for black men and men in general to be the determiners of their own destiny. I'll never supplicate to the sisterhood or throw a nigger under the bus for the sake of some Hello Kitty. But it's been apparent for a long minute now that unfortunately I can't rely on most of you motherfuckers to be of the same stature. This is why I instinctively always avoided most of you niggas when I would travel, because I was always under the impression most of you weren't shit. But your recent antics confirm it clearly. You always were little more than a bunch of hypocritical, overgrown children throwing a tantrum because mummy didn't let you have your way. You'll complain and critique the women in the West for their shortcomings, and rightfully so. But then run overseas and not only scoop up, but parade around women who are all of that, if not worse, simply because you actually have access to them. And that's what it's always about. That's what it's always been about. You motherfuckers don't care about no damn mission. You don't care about society or even the messed up behaviors of the women. All you care about is getting some. And since you couldn't back home, you never had the ability to simp out the way you always desperately wanted to. You'll wife up a literal pro if it means you get access to her. Never mind the fact half the space done ran through her already too. You'll celebrate her and her single mother party girl lifestyle so long as the clicks keep coming and the AdSense, Cash Apps and Super Chats keep popping. And those of you who ain't even traveling or producing content, you love it because it allows you to vicariously experience that pathetic fantasy you might be able to sample for yourself someday. I don't know what powers in the universe conspired to create me as I am, but I am beyond glad they did. I wouldn't wish to exist in the same skin as you mongrels for even a microsecond. I've known for years you dudes were bad for the brand, but I think today it's just hit me that I am truly and finally justified in never again giving any of you grace. Now, I will say I do think I was quite, passionate in that post, and rightfully so. You understand? Because I meant every single fucking word of what I said in that shit. I meant every word of it. And reading through it, it's just reinvigorated me because it's like, yeah, that shit is facts. I'm sorry, because look, this is the reality of it. Right? I've been in the red pill space for a minute. Okay, I've been around for a minute. You guys wouldn't have heard of me, one, because this is a new channel with a new name, and two, because even with my old channel, I barely had subscribers and barely produced content because I procrastinated, was lazy, and to be honest, there was just too much fuck shit going on in the manosphere back in the day that I didn't care for. Niggas were flagging down channels, you know what I'm saying, trying to dox people. I just wasn't really interested in being in the mix of all that stuff. It's very similar, again, to what kind of shit you see happening today. It's just that now it's playing out in a new kind of lane and genre of content. But you see the same thing is that niggas is involved. And it seems that no matter where niggas go, eventually this kind of hip hop and drama, tomfoolery and bullshit follows them. And it's a damn shame. But the revelation I came to years ago led to me coming up with a phrase, right, to describe the phenomenon that I was seeing. And the phrase was that most of you are what I call red-pilled by circumstance, not choice. Right? Red-pilled by circumstance, not choice. Now, what I meant by that and what it means is that you motherfuckers, you're only red-pilled so long as the circumstances require it. And what I mean by that is, if you ain't got no woman, or you ain't got the type of woman you really want, or you ain't got a situation that's desirable for you, yeah, you'll be red-pilled to the day you fucking die, because you do not have the situation that you want. You do not have the blue pill fantasy that you believe you're entitled to. You do not have access to it. And as a result, you go into red pill rage. You start being like, fuck these women ain't shit, they're all hoes, da da da. You start talking like that, and the worst part is, there's truth in a lot of what you're saying, because it's red pill, it's reality, right? There's truth in a lot of the rhetoric that you're spewing, but the problem is that you don't actually truly believe it. You think you do, because your circumstances give you no alternative. But that's why I say you're a red pill by circumstance, not choice. See, someone like me, to give you a little background, when I first came to the red pill space, I was about 17, 16 years old. I was single at that point, and I'd recently come out of a relationship, and I was feeling depressed and I felt like shit. But what happened was, I got into a relationship as I was learning the game. Like, I mean, literally as I was learning it. I would watch PUAs, talk about cold approaching, trying to pick up women. And I've learned, a little bit of game. As a result of that, I passively attracted a woman who, by most metrics, would be classified as at least an 8. Right, if we're talking about on a scale of beauty. But character and personality wise, she'd be up there in the 9-10 range. This is a woman that a lot of dudes would simp their heart out to have. Now, for me specifically, and you guys will maybe get to know this a bit more about me as time goes on. I don't know, we'll see how much content I decide to make, because sometimes I feel like making videos and sometimes I don't. But I'm the type of person where I have very hyper specific tastes in women, and I have a very specific type of taste when it comes to character. When it comes to looks and beauty, I'm like most niggas, you know what I'm saying? Thick, pretty face, big titties, whatever, right? I'm like a lot of you niggas. That's, we have similar tastes. But when it comes down to character, that's where I differ from most men, period. Not just black men, just men in general. Because I am very specific about what I like in a woman personality-wise. And it's actually the main reason why I'm single right now, because that character aspect is what I struggle with. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because when I was in that relationship with this girl who asked me to be her boyfriend, we need to make that part clear. And I rejected her initially, but that's a story for another day. But when she asked me to get with her and I eventually decided to get with her, that entire relationship, I ran that shit from a red pill perspective. And I was 18 years old when we first started. When we first got together, I was 18 and she was 19. She was even a year older than me. And I still ran that relationship in the most red pill way that I could for the position I was in. You know what I'm saying? For the position I was in. I didn't have a lot of money, whatever. She was usually working more than I was, but I still ran that shit, with a firm hand. I didn't let her try and run over me. She didn't try to really run over me like that. She had the utmost respect for me the majority of the time. I'm saying, now it sounds all good, doesn't it? So you might be like, damn, how did that shit end? Well, that's a story for another day. But the point is I came into this space and I was here. I was in the midst of it. Before most of you listening to this, I'm sure, because a lot of you niggas are new. A lot of you came in after Kevin Samuels. Like, I was around in the space before maybe even KS was around. If I'm not mistaken. Like, I've been here for a minute. I'm just young. I just got into it young. So I'm younger than a lot of you guys, but I got into the space before a lot of you. You understand? So as a result of that, I've been exposed to this information. I've seen all the drama. I've seen all the little characters that have popped up and all this. And I've learned a lot during my time, just floating around the space. And most of the time I kind of stuck to the shadows and the clouds. There's a few people who've known of me here and there, but most of the time I have just kind of minding my business, right? Supporting here and there, sending cash apps here and there, super chats here and there, but not really taking up too much room. And one thing I can say for certain is that I am red pilled by choice, not circumstance. Because during the entirety of my relationship, I could have chosen to simp the fuck out. And the craziest part is I actually had one of the few women where I could have done that and probably not have got burnt by doing it. In fact, I had one of the few situations where I would say what brought about the end of my relationship was that I was too red pilled. And that's a whole other topic we can definitely discuss at another point if any of you guys are interested. Because trust and believe, you can be too harsh. Now, I don't want to say too red pilled because that's an oxymoron. You can't be too red pilled. That means you're too into the truth, and that's not the problem. The problem is you can be too, let's say you can be too much of an asshole, right? I have this name, affectionate antagonist, for a reason. I know the affectionate bit might be a bit, motherfuckers might not want to say that because it sounds a bit feminine or whatever, but affectionate antagonist is my name for a reason. And it's something that sounds paradoxical, and it's supposed to, because it is. It's a living paradox. It's a state of being in between. And something you'll notice when you listen to women and when they describe what kind of men they like, you'll realize a lot of times it's that paradoxical nigga. They may not always know how to articulate it or phrase it correctly, but that's usually what it comes down to. Now see, this is the reason why my videos end up spiraling into being some super long shit and I never post them, because right now I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent, but it's important. So fuck it, I'm gonna leave it in. But I'm gonna try and direct this back to what I wanted the main topic of this video to be. Alright, I'm just trying to give you guys a little bit of background. Apologies. But here's what you gotta understand. The reason why I was saying all that and trying to lay all that groundwork is because I want you guys to recognize when I'm talking about a guy who's red pilled by circumstance, not choice, this is the cause for all this shit that I'm talking about. This is why niggas is in Game of Broad's comment section, you know, losing their mind, simping out, acting like complete and utter fools, talking about how I just want to see a black man happy. What the fuck are you talking about? So happiness to you is a nigga who goes to a foreign country to go and trick off on a bitch who's a hoe. That's what you're telling me. And I'm not trying to be fucked up towards the chick, towards Nan, okay? Because look, she's just doing what she's doing, but she's still a hoe, period. And I've been to Thailand, so I'm not one of these guys just talking from the armchair or no, I've been there, and I ain't just been there once or twice. I ain't been there 20 years ago, like some of you niggas who be talking on this shit. No nigga, I was there a month ago, and that was my third time out there, okay? And I ain't just been to Pattaya either. I've been to other places around the country. All right, so understand that when I'm saying what I'm saying it with a good reference, and I ain't just messed with pros. I've messed with girls who are regular girls and girls who you guys would consider to be higher class women. One of the main chicks right now, who I mean literally is texting me as we speak most of the time, she's always hitting me up online all the time, all day long, is a chick that's 18 years old and she comes from money, okay? Not a pro, none of that shit. I mean, that's a funny story in and of itself because she that's a whole other thing. But the point is that like there are girls out there that I've met and I've interacted with that most of you niggas they would be elusive to you. You wouldn't see them, you wouldn't find them. And I'm not saying that to put you guys down. I'm just saying that because most of you come to these countries with the Game of Broad mentality. You come here like, oh, she's thick, she got a nice ass, she's worked in the bar though, I'm a bar find her and I'm a wife her up. You niggas are so pathetic. Like, Travelversity did a live stream yesterday, right? And on the live stream, and it's so crazy because he went live as I was making the video that I dropped earlier today. He literally, on the live stream, you know what I'm saying, like, dudes were in the comment section simping the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Now the live stream's deleted now, but dudes were simping the fuck out. Like, I mean, these dudes were on there. There was one chick there, and the worst part is I know who the chick is. Like, I recognized her immediately. Okay, like she's good friends with one of the main joints that I be smashing when I'm in Thailand. And I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, these niggas are in there talking about, does she want a boyfriend, and you know, is she single, and like, I'm just like, these niggas don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But here's the thing. There was a time where I would think, oh, those guys are naive, they need to be kind of like shown the truth. But I know better now. I know better, because they're the same dudes that chick will turn around and tell them that she's a pro and this, that, and the third. And these same niggas, the vast majority of them, there'll be some who will be like, oh, okay, well, now I know what it is. And they will learn. There are some of them who truly are just naive, and once they learn, they'll, you know, once they know better, they'll do better. But what I've come to realize is that the majority of you motherfuckers, you won't. You won't. Because the truth is you don't care about any of that stuff. What I said in that community post, and this is what I want to really focus on, because I know this video is getting long as hell. But the main thing I want to focus on is that you guys, all you care about is the access. That's what it's always been about. Access. See, on that live stream that Travelversity did, the chick on there that everyone was simping after her, begging for her Instagram, even though she posted like 3 fucking times in chat, niggas were still like, why can you post your Instagram? Salivating like a Pavlov's dog. The reason why you dudes move like that, even if you find out that she's a freelancer, even if you find out that she's a hoe, even if you find out she's a single mother, the reason why you guys will sit there in Game of Brawl's comment section where he's literally like, I went to her village. Oh yeah, let's meet her kid. Oh, she's a single mother. You niggas will be like, oh, that's cool, man. You know, yeah, everyone's got a past, man. She a good woman, though. Making all kinds of fucking excuses. Whilst you're the same dudes who, if you see a chick in the States, oh, she a 2. She's ugly. She trash. You know, she a single mother. She running through. What? You guys will get mad and say that, oh, you know, all these women want is Pookie. Yet you'll ignore the fact that the foreign women on their fucking WhatsApp statuses and shit, all they post of niggas is Pookies. They don't post no clean cut black men on their fucking shit. But a lot of you niggas don't know that, do you? Because you ain't been nowhere. And even if you have, as I said, it doesn't matter. Because even if you do know that, you niggas don't care. You niggas don't care. So long as you can smash, you don't care. And you know what? I would have no problem with that if you guys were consistent and if you kept it real, but you're not. You're hypocrites and you're liars. That's why I can't respect it. Because what you guys do is you'll sit there and you'll front and act like you've got a problem with all of these things, like a woman being a single mother or the fact that she's a prostitute or any of these type of things. But so long as you're able to smash, or so long as you're able to facilitate a fantasy that allows you to believe that the woman has genuine interest in you, you're all good. You don't care. So long as you can get the GFE out of her and, you know, she lets you hit it for free or whatever every once in a while. You don't care about the fact that she's ran through or whatever. You don't. And like I say, that's cool if you were consistent. Keep the same energy, as niggas will say. Which again is ironic. Niggas have all these catchphrases and all these sayings that they don't apply to their own damn life. And that's what it comes down to. If you guys want to be about it. But you won't, and I know you won't, and I do not have any belief that in me making videos like this, especially not of my limited reach, I don't expect any of you to take this shit and run with it and be like, yeah, we need to change. No, I know you niggas ain't gonna do that. The reason I'm making this content now is because I want this to be something for, you know, I'm not seeing enough real motherfuckers talking up. So now I want this to be a thing so that for all the people who see this shit and they ain't going, whenever I read the comments and I see you guys in the comment section who are like, fuck that, nah, I ain't fucking with this, the content ain't the same anymore, I know you guys are about probably the same type of shit I'm about. We may not be entirely the same, we may not completely agree, but at least I know you've got some level of standards. And that is something I can respect. At least I know you're keeping the same energy. You're the same guys. You'll sit there and you'll talk shit about how women behave in the West, and you'll keep that same energy for when you deal with foreign women. And I can respect that immensely. That's the type of people I would want to be around. So I want people to know that there's other people out here who think like this. But I am not going to stay on just talking shit about other dudes' content because I'm far more versatile and creative than that and far more intelligent than that. But this is some shit that I've just been like, I have to get off my chest. Like it feels like there's just an injustice going on with the content. That's what it feels as though. And I don't expect it to change because I truly, genuinely have come to the conclusion now that the majority of the audience are suckers. The majority of the audience are some slap happy simps. That's what the majority of you are. I've just accepted that fact. I've accepted that reality, but that does not mean I have to accept it in silence. So we're gonna keep on cooking. Anyway, if you want to be involved in the cookout, if you want to join it, if you want to roll with the real, then you already know what to do, man. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I don't know how consistent I'm gonna be with this content shit. I'm making all these videos from my phone at the moment because my laptop's broken. But we're gonna try and get it. And trust and believe, okay? If you go look at my YouTube shorts, you'll see some of like my travel footage and stuff like that, some of the little clips I've got. right? I'll try posting a few more. I've got some funny little clips as well, so I'll try and post some of those. But I'm not gonna be like, don't come here subscribing thinking this is gonna be a drama YouTube channel. Okay, don't come over here thinking this is gonna be, you know, one of them channels where I'm talking shit about passport bros. No, don't come over here thinking it's that. Now trust and believe, if I see some goofy shit, oh, you can trust and believe that I will speak on that shit. But no, I'm not just gonna be here constantly on the controversy. I want this to be infotainment. I want to actually help you guys learn how to move better in relationships, and when it comes to how you want to travel. That's what I want to be here to kind of help you guys do. I actually want you guys to improve as people. I'm not here to just talk shit about other niggas and their goofy ass behavior, because to be truthfully fucking honest, at a certain point, you gotta kind of just learn to leave that shit where it's at, right? But as I said, that does not mean I'm gonna just sit here in silence every time the shit happens. So, with that being said, if you guys are interested in seeing future drops, future content, you already know what to do, man.